So I was just talking about the persistence of heap memory, and it's not all fun and games. So there can be some bad things about never forgetting, which is you can allocate a bunch of memory that never gets deallocated, and then the program sort of chokes your computer to death, and that's called a memory leak. And maybe it would be helpful to just make a memory leak happen. So how about we combine some things that we've talked about before, like alloc so far. This will be the number of bytes that we've allocated so far, which is initially 0, and we'll return that. That'll be our return value. Return alloc so far, and so each time that we call this function, what we'll do is we'll allocate uh, how about 8 more bytes. And we'll do that like this. We'll have a pointer to a double D, haha, and we'll allocate something that's the size of a double to it, and then we'll just forget that it's there. But you know, it gets reserved somewhere in memory, but it never gets de-reserved. So let's say while foo, that's the result of calling that. So what is it going to return? It's going to return the number of bytes that have been allocated so far is less than why don't we allocate? Why don't we let it leak until it takes up like a gigabyte of um, until it takes up a gigabyte? And so, how much is a gigabyte? That's like let's see, a gigabyte is like 2 to the 30th power, right? So that much. And while foo is less than, let me just paste this up here. That much, which is 1 gigabyte. Quit. Um, I will do nothing. And I'm going to put an input command here just to stop the program from exiting before I want it to. Okay. And I have a warning, which is, oh yeah, let's make this an int. Must be so frustrating for you guys when I do stupid things like that. And now the program is running. Now look over here at my task manager. Get out of the way, stupid window. And you can see what happened to my system memory. I lost, I was using about 50% of my 15 gigs, but that went all the way up here, and so I'm using a lot more. Here I'm using 11.5 gigs out of 15. Now watch what happens when I kill my program. I'll come back over here and I'll type in that character and the program terminates. So it was 11.5 and now it's chilling out again and it's going back down to that. And so I think I made some mistake maybe because it seems to have allocated 3 gigabytes instead of 1 gigabyte, which is what I wanted. But it sort of proves the point. So that's how you can end up with a memory leak if you're not careful. That's what a memory leak is. And anecdotes probably don't belong in these stupid videos, but I used to work for a bank, and there was a program that somebody's job was to shut it down every 4 hours around the clock because the people that they paid $250,000 to write the program left in a memory leak, and it would crash the system if the person didn't do that job. So how do you fix it? So the way you give memory back to the system is free. So free is sort of the inverse of malloc. And if you're careful to call free, then there won't be any memory leak. Notice that the memory load is not spiking at all here. It's constant. That's because every time I'm allocating memory from the heap, I'm just giving it immediately right back. And that's what always needs to happen. For every malloc, there needs to be a free at some point. And you need to be a little bit careful, though, because if you call free twice, it can make your program explode. Okay, so let's compile it and run it again. And bam! Bang! Look at that! That's a pretty awesome program crash. It spewed out a bunch of crap onto the screen. And what happened here is a double free. And does it know that? Yeah, see it says right here, double free or corruption. But one way you can stop double free is every time you free a pointer, if you just set it to be equal to null, and null just basically is 0, you could say 0 there instead of null, then you don't get double free explosions. And so let's, right, see now it's nice and happy again. Even though I'm doing the double free because I was good and set my pointer, I tidied up my pointer, and now the double free is not causing problems anymore. And that's all I wanted to say in this video.